Sat Shri Akal Sarean and Hey Sir Pyar. I hope all of you are doing absolutely fine. Welcome to another episode of Honest Discussion Series. In today's episode, I have with me Ishan Sharma. I'm pretty sure you must have seen his YouTube videos. He makes content around the education space, and he's also an educator on Unacademy. With that, he recently came up with his own entrepreneurial venture, Marketup. In this episode, I talked to him about the future of programming languages, his JEE Mains experience, his journey into entrepreneurship, and his future plans on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And a lot of people call you the future Aman Thatarwal. What's your take on that?
I don't like that.
One thing which I really admire about you is that you're doing multiple things. How do you manage that?
Then I would be getting new users, new customers, or like new subscribers. But then
ये तो वो हो गया scam हो गया ये तो MLM बना
Scam हो गया.
Now everyone is saying technology is the new future. Everyone should know a programming language.
And my CGPA is 6, so like if you want to judge me, you can.
Yeah. Hello, Ishan. Welcome to the Honest Discussion Series. And first of all, thank you so much for coming here. I'm really looking forward to this episode. And you have been one of the most demanded person on my podcast, to be very honest. They were like, Ishan ko leke aao. You know a lot of people from BITS, so just get him on the podcast. So thank you for coming here, man.
Thank you so much, Jasleen, for having me here. It's a pleasure to talk to you here on this podcast.
Yes. So just like if you could give a 2-liner description about yourself, I'm pretty sure they know you, but still, just for the formalities.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone, I'm Ishan Sharma. I'm a second year student at BITS Pilani Goa campus. I'm currently pursuing electrical engineering, and I also like to code. I also like to make videos on YouTube, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So I want to begin by asking you what really drove you to this content creation space and how did you start your journey with it?
Right. So I think it was back in 2019, we had our summer or our winter break after the first semester in college. And that was a time when I was not having a lot of things to do. So I thought, let me try to utilize this time to learn something different. And I randomly stumbled upon Gary Vaynerchuk's videos, right? And I didn't have anything to do. So every day I just used to watch a bunch of his videos. So I got to learn about this new perspective, right? So previous to this winter break, I was only focusing on like coding all the time. I got to learn something different outside of coding. And I thought, let me explore this and let me see what happens and where it can lead me. I also read this book by him called as Crushing It and Crush It and all that. After that, I started just making content and I really enjoyed the process. Look, I've already been like a creative person. I have been expressing myself using code previously, and right now I'm doing it with video. So it's not too different, but yeah, the medium has changed actually. So yeah, that's just basically how I started. And I thought it would be great if I can just like talk to my seniors in college and learn about how they are tackling some challenges in this particular age that they are in, like they're graduating from college, starting their own career, right? So I just wanted to talk to them about it. And I thought it would be great if I can record this conversation and share it with other people as well, because other people might not have the access to this information. So it would be useful to them. That's basically what I did. And that's what I did about 1 year ago. And here we are.
Yeah. And a lot of people call you the future Aman Thatarwal. What's your take on that?
I don't like that. Like people always say things like that, okay, future this, future that. Yeah. I respect him. He was one of the biggest motivations for me to start my own YouTube channel as well. But I don't want to be like a particular, like no one wants to be defined by some other person, right? Yeah. You would not want to be like, okay, future Amitabh Bachchan or future something like that. You don't want to be like that. You want to have your own you want to have your own personality. So I just want to say that, okay, I'm actually quite different from him and the work that he does. And what I'm trying to build is more on the business side, and what he's trying to do is more on the non-for-profit, just helping as many people as possible, which I adore a lot. But yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. Got it.
And one thing which I really admire about you is that you're doing multiple things. How do you manage that? Because a lot of people see it on your YouTube channel as well, because you're managing YouTube as well as your studies, and along with that, you have a startup recently. So how do you manage all the things? Because even I want to learn that art of doing all the things together and then just acing all of it.
Yeah. I feel that the best part about being in BITS Pilani is that you don't have to attend all the classes.
Okay.
Right. So currently there's no cap that, okay, you will have to at least attend 50% of the classes. If you want, you can attend 0% as well. Like you can not attend any class as well. That's also completely fine. As long as you're getting the grades, as long as you're able to attend and get the quizzes done. Sometimes they do take surprise quizzes right in between of any class, but we know about those courses in advance. So we know that, okay, we have to attend this or else we might miss a quiz. So that's something that I am grateful about. I don't need to attend the classes. And the time that I save in from the classes, I put them on to doing other things like YouTube and MarketUp.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. And then after that, I think it's all about like managing. So I currently have the list of all the videos that I'll be making in the next 1 month. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know when I'll be posting it, but I know that, okay, I have these 15 topics that are ready. I need to, I can start speaking on them whenever you want me to, and I can sort of make the video out. So that is planning, right? And I know that, okay, I need to put a video out every 2 days. Every 2 days, you will find one video on my channel. And so I just manage however I want to. Like, let's say I'm not able to make a video on 2 days. On the third day when I have to put it out, I just record in the morning and put it out.
Okay. So you're like
So
a
this is
meticulous
sort of a
planner.
discipline that you build up.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. Got it. So like till now, like you're easily able to manage with all such planning right now with the content creation as well as with academically what you're pursuing.
Academically, I'm not able to do it, and honestly, I'm not even worried about it, because the degree that I have is not the degree that I wanted to get. Okay, so
Okay.
I wanted to get computer science degree from a college. I was having an option to do that in
Okay.
VIT,
Okay.
but I chose not to do that because I just wanted to get a better, uh, circle.
Institute.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
So BITS is seen as better because the alumni that are there are superior to other colleges that I have mentioned. So yeah, I mean that's what I would say. And yeah, what was
Okay.
your question again? I forgot the question.
Okay. Even I forgot it, but okay. Uh, okay. So I really want to know that your journey about Jane, giving that exam for IITs and all of it, because I come from a very non-technical background, but I'm really intrigued to actually know about your story. And like, because I feel, the engineering students, they actually get that reality of life quite early on. Like they get to face that quite early on in their life. Because हम लोगों को 21-22 साल के बाद पता लगता है after we graduate then we realize okay shit now the real world has arrived, but तुम लोगों का ऐसा हो जाता है
Yeah.
कि after just the exam whether it's a failure so you get to face that success भी होता है हो भी जाता है तो very early on. So just share your experience on that.
Right. So for the first question, I just got to like maybe I am in my mind. Okay, this is the question. The question was basically how can I manage all of these things? The thing is that I don't worry too much about the academics. Like even if I not study, I'll get like a decent grade. I'm focusing more on building MarketUp and this YouTube channel that I have. I know it's not going to be permanent. I know it might go down anytime. That's why I'm trying to get in touch with as many businesses as possible for MarketUp. And even if all of this goes down, I think that the networking that I've done with the alumni in BITS will help me. At least it should help me. So yeah, fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. And about the JEE story, I feel that the hustle that I've done in my JEE years in 11th and 12th grade is something that I still remember to this date. And I think that I have not worked harder than that ever before. Like the time that I put in my JEE, like practicing bunch of questions and learning, then again practicing, then giving some exams, then assessing my performance and doing it all over again. I have not worked harder than that ever. So that was a strange part. So in my 12th grade, I used to worry too much about what I will do and will I be able to get into IITs or not, which I could not. So what happened is that
So that was
I was
your
focusing.
first biggest failure, right? Okay.
I've had failures before that, so I was not able to get NTSC as well.
Okay.
So I failed NTSC, failed KVPY, failed JEE Advance, mains ho gaya tha clear, thankfully. But what happened is that I was too much worried in 12th grade, so I stopped eating properly, and my
Oh.
weight fell down from 80 kgs to 55, 50
Oh,
kgs.
that's insane. That's insane.
So what happened is that in the coaching institute that we had,
Hmm.
it was like a integrated program. So I would go to my school, and in the school, the coaching institute teachers will come and they will teach all the topics in the JEE preparation level, and the actual teachers from the school will not be there. Okay, so
Oh.
that saves a lot of time.
Ah.
Normally, what a student does, they go to school, they come back, they go to coaching, and then they are back at home by 9 o'clock in the night. What I did in my 11th and 12th is that I went to school, coaching teachers came and they taught us, and I got back by about 4 o'clock, and I was free to do whatever I wanted. That was a good thing. And over there in the revision period, what happened is that in the morning you go over there by 8 o'clock. They will keep you over there by 7 o'clock in the evening.
Oh.
So the complete about like 11 hours, they will force you to just study as much as possible.
How were you able
That
to
was the revision.
concentrate? Like,
I was not able to do that, right? I think that's a wrong practice that they started doing, because you cannot focus on something for 11 hours on a
exactly.
stretch. Yes, there were breaks, definitely there were breaks,
Ah.
but it is quite stressful
It is.
for most people, right? So everyone was told to stay back till 7 o'clock, and then I used to go home, and then I used to just go to sleep by like 10 o'clock or something.
Got it. Man, that's insane.
So because of that, I just stopped eating properly. I stopped exercising. I just used to sit at one place, just study. My weight went down. For most people, the weight goes up actually. So
yeah.
they take on weight, and I went the opposite route.
They do
Surprisingly.
stress eating, right? But you were not even eating
Yeah.
properly, I guess. Yeah.
I didn't even have the food, so I was just like, okay.
Yeah, okay, got it. Shit, man, that's insane. But okay. But now you've definitely come a long way from that, Ishan. So what's the major
Yeah, I'm
difference you
now
can
back to
see?
70.
Oh, thanks to the lockdown. But what's the major difference you can see from that Ishan and now how you've come such a long way? What's that major thing? And one advice for any person who's into that phase right now and who wish to come out of it.
Yeah. I think that the Ishan that was there in 2019 was limiting himself and his capabilities to just IIT and coding and just this one career roadmap that is set up by people prior to me who were also doing engineering. And you hear in coaching classes that okay, ये बच्चा था, he cleared IIT JEE, he went to Harvard, वहाँ पे MBA किया, and then he had an amazing life and all. So just like मुझे भी ऐसे कुछ करना है, and this is the only way to live. So I didn't know that there were so many opportunities available, that you could do so many things outside of coding and you could still make a living doing that. So I feel that the newspapers and the media in general has to understand and not overhype programming and like coding jobs in general.
Okay.
And because of that, a lot of the kids get, they are not able to see the reality that what actually happens as software engineer. Like I have talked to software engineers at the top tech companies like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, you name it, right? So I have talked to them for like at least 1 hour in the podcast I've done with them, and I've understood exactly what are the pros and the cons of actually working over there, right?
Okay.
So I feel that if these newspapers and these media companies can show that to them, that would be much better, much more transparent. But yeah, after that, I think I've also learned to focus a lot more. I remember right before my JEE Advanced exam, the Game of Thrones last season was airing. And I could not resist the temptation to watch the complete season exactly at the time it came. So I remember it was at about like 11 o'clock in the morning. It used to come and I used to watch it all the time. I didn't even care about Jay. Like, who cares?
Okay. Lol. Okay. What was my question? Yeah, so I wanted to ask, like, because now everyone is saying technology is a new future, everyone should know a programming language, it's going to be like English in the future. And there was also this conference in which Elon Musk and Jack Ma had like a discussion on, there are going to be few people who are just going to learn and master the skill, and then there are going to be other generalized people who won't know this, and then eventually it's going to create a class divide as well. So what's your take on it? Like, because I come from an arts background, should even I get into coding? Should even I learn about all these things?
I feel that coding is something that you should know a little bit about, like what is a algorithm, how does it really work? Some little parts of Python, if you can know, if you can understand how it works, that would be really good. But don't just force yourself because you are hearing some amazing people saying that this is the big thing that you should do. If you can do it, that's great. If you cannot, that's also great. If you can go for, let's say, marketing, that's also really amazing. There are so many things that you can do in the marketing space, in the branding space. So I think that it's good if you can understand programming, if you do have fun creating websites or creating applications. But if you don't, and if you get intimidated by looking at all of these people saying all of these things in quotes, like, okay, everyone needs to learn to code, then don't worry too much about it. It's fine. Like, there will be so many other things that are outside of coding. Like, okay, let's say you have like a startup. Okay, you make a website. These days, making a website and just having like a simple web page, simple application is getting commoditized, right? So you don't need to necessarily hire a amazing software engineer. Anyone can do it. You can pick up a template. You can get like a no code or like a low code platform to do it. Just drag and drop and it's ready. So a lot of these things are coming in, which reduce the requirement of a developer. But yes, they are required. And outside of development as well, like as I said, marketing is also really important. So yeah, I mean, it's not the most important thing.
So everybody doesn't really have to do CS, right?
You can try to learn Python, but don't force it that, okay, if you don't enjoy it after doing it for like a week or a month, don't worry about it. It's fine if you know the basics of it. It's okay.
Okay, got it. Okay. Let's take a segue. I want to talk about because I feel you have like now got that financial independency to some extent, because you're also, an educator on this platform, Unacademy, if I'm not mistaken. So talk about how do you manage your finance? What's, your advice to all the youngsters out there? Because I know you invest also. You keep on posting about that on your Instagram as well. So how do you manage it? Because you have diverse pool, of different avenues, if I may say so. So yeah.
Right. So how do I manage it? I just use a simple Excel sheet to track all of the things, like what is the income, what is the expenditure, how am I spending it. This is for myself, and also for MarketUp, we have a complete like CRM we've made up on Notion, and we use it all the time. So that's one thing. And after that, how do I invest? I basically focus on investing for the long term. I understand that I am not a genius. I'm quite dumb, and I cannot predict the market, and I should not try to do that. And I just simply invest into index funds or some mutual funds. This is what I majorly do. And then I also take like 1%, 2% of whatever I make, and then I try to invest that into specific stocks that I think should go up, because I have done some research onto it. But like anyone who wants to invest and doesn't have any information, but they want to learn, if you have some money on your hand, just invest into a simple index fund that is going to beat 99% of all traders. Okay. And 90% of all actively managed mutual funds that you have, right? So just invest it into a passive index fund and just chill. And then whatever money that you are earning after that, learn about how to invest, how to value a company, how to find a particular company that will do great, and then just invest for the long term.
Okay. And what
I feel that there are these apps that come in, like you've seen multiple ads on YouTube saying that oh ऊपर गया नीचे गया यहाँ पे लगाओ trade करो मैंने इतना कमाया
trade oh shit yes it comes
right
yeah
so
even
what
I
they do
don't
is
suggest
that
trading I don't suggest trading like that's super
what
risky.
no it works for one person but like if you show me one person I can also show you 100 people who have
100
lost
yeah,
money doing
same,
that
same.
right so what you need to understand there is that it is like a drug okay you take that drug and then you want it again you're like if I can do this every single day it would be so good that's just
once
not a
you
good thing to do
smell that profit for once
yeah
and then you're like okay I need to go after it
ऐसा
yeah got
एकदम
it.
से ऐसा एकदम से
Got it. And
so
what
that's not a good thing
yeah true absolutely and what can be different sources of revenue for like an 18-year-old?
hmm I feel that people are too much focused on making money and not much on gaining skills.
Okay,
That's
that's
something that is really important.
okay.
Like you can start freelancing, data entry job and all that. You can do virtual assistants and all, but you need to focus on tasks that cannot be automated in the future by
Absolutely.
all of these automation and all AI and all. So what I would say is that focus on specific knowledge. This is what Naval Ravikant also says in his tweets.
Yeah,
Right. Focus on gaining specific knowledge because
absolutely.
that's what is going to help you in the long term. So, like for example, there are many people who know how to code. There are many people who can speak well. But there are very few people who can speak and learn to code at the same time.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
And because I can code and I can speak well, so I am able to monetize this much better than what I would do if I were to only speak or if I were to only code.
Yeah,
So
that's
so
true.
this is something interesting. When you like combine two skills, that's
It gives
the
out
part
greater
where you should
results.
be at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I also feel like in your early 20s it's fine like you can have sources to earn money but that should not be your first priority. You should invest in yourself, learn as many skills as possible, and then eventually I guess you're going to get paid. If you have the skills you're going to maybe pehla package hi tumhara acha lag jayega. Yeah, you can come up
Right.
with a good idea or something like that. Okay. I want to talk about like recently you came up with your own startup, Market Up. So just take me through that journey. Now you're an entrepreneur. How does it feel to be called that?
Entrepreneur is amazing. No. Look,
I'm on
so
the
Market
similar
Up
path,
is
by the way. Huh? I'm on the similar path. So
yeah.
I'm taking guidance from you. Okay, go ahead.
Sure. So I don't think like if I should be giving advice on entrepreneurship because I myself don't have anything like that. You should probably try to consult Ankur Warikoo on this. But anyways, what I would say is that it's all fun and games on like a video and like an interview that you see. It's really hard in reality.
Absolutely.
Right. And I'm not even trying to start like a scalable startup. Like you have like some platform that you've built, like, you have Zerodha or these platforms that can scale really well. Right. So like a million users, a billion users can join. I'm not making something like that. I'm just having a simple marketing agency in which we'll be helping, let's say 10 customers and that's it. As we grow, we'll try to get to bigger customers. We'll lose out on the smaller ones, but we still only focus on the 10 customers. So at least that's what I'm thinking right now, unless I get a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people who are really experienced at content creation, just like me, then I can scale it, but still it's going to take a lot of time. That would increase the number of people that I have and sort of the hierarchy that you have in like a company, right? So that would get more complex. So it's difficult, but because I enjoy content creation, because I enjoy making videos, it doesn't feel like work.
Got it. So correct me if I'm wrong. So you build your YouTube, like your channel, and now it's helping you to even get your clients for your startup, right?
Yep.
Okay, got it. And how did you build the team? Like, because you have like a lot of team members as well in your startup. So how do you believe really like you need to have a team, you really need to decentralize the work to get it done faster? Do you really believe in the concept of a team?
Yeah. So as I said, that what I'm doing is a little bit different. For me, the only reason I wanted to start Market Up was because I couldn't do the work myself. So the clients we are working with right now, we were all they were already emailing me previously saying that, hey, we would want you to help us out with this, help us out with this. And I alone cannot do anything myself, right? I cannot manage so many clients at one time. So I had to hire or get people on board so that they can help me out with that. So one was the co-founder, Saransh. He's my roommate. So I know like what he really does. And then we have the team of freelancers. I made a video on YouTube saying that, hey, I'm launching my own startup. I'm hiring.
Even I applied
And a lot
for
of
it.
people watched that. Yeah. So
Was it after, sorry to cut you, but was it after that when we
Sure.
actually, got on a call and then, we became friends as well? Like, if I'm not mistaken, it was after that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So with that, I got like 1,500, 2,000 entries of people wanting to work. And most of them were people that were not having the experience. They didn't have the portfolio, but they just said that, oh, we'll learn on the go, and we'll work really hard at it. That doesn't really help. Like we will be helping businesses. Like, no, what I am doing work, they expect that, okay, the work that we'll put out from MarketUp is going to be equal to what I would work if I would be working at their project. Right. So I cannot hire someone who doesn't have any experience, and they'll put out like a substandard product, and I'll send that video to the client. That is not what we want to do. So yeah, like the focus is only to get people who are already experienced and want to get experience of working with businesses and not just with individuals. So yeah, that's basically what I thought I would do. And how did I hire them? I just basically called them up. I asked about what they are doing, what do they want to do in the future, how much time can they actually give, and sort of all of these things we discussed. And yeah, that's how they got the role.
Okay, got it. And what are some of the, I would say, drawbacks in this journey? Like how hard it actually is, because you're not accountable to anyone except for yourself. And you have to take it forward. Every day you have to get up with that same motivation. And, there are days when you won't feel like actually working. You will procrastinate. So how do you really combat that?
I'm mostly lazy for most of the day.
Really?
So in the noon, I'm not able to do anything. I just lie down on my sofa and I just sleep, or I just watch IG reels. But other than that, yeah, I'm most active in the mornings and in the evenings and in the nights as well, but not as much in the noon time. I don't know what happens. Either I think it's the weather over here in Pune. So yeah, what happens is that it's, as I said, right, it's hard, but it doesn't feel like work to me. So I'll work in sprints. So like in the morning today, I wanted to put out a video. I worked really hard. Like quickly, I made a video in 2 hours, edited it and put it out there. And then that was it. That's all I did. And then after 12 o'clock, at about 5, 6, 7, I taught on an academy for 3 hours. I'm done with that. I uploaded a video for the client, and now I'm talking to you. That's it. So
that's
it's not
still
much
productive,
that
honestly.
I actually do. Yeah. So that's just how it is. I think it's difficult to put it into words.
Okay, got it.
It just happens. I mean,
got
I think that I have done it so many times it doesn't even feel like I can explain to someone in words, like how do I manage what I do.
Maybe
like,
you're just used to it. You're accustomed to it now. Like
yeah, exactly. I've put out 230, 250 videos. So yeah.
Got it. And I can see a lot of books behind you. So like any book suggestion or recommendation, and how has reading really helped you in like, in the outlook and just the way you actually perceive things? Has it really benefited in any way?
Reading is really good because these days everyone is watching reels and TikTok. So you have to, what happens is that your attention span reduces a lot, right? So you have to make sure that you are reading, you are actively doing something so that that gets counter, like what do you call it?
Balance.
Yeah, it get balanced. Exactly. So that's what I think. I mean, reading books is really good. I think it's the best thing that you can do, because you buy a book for 200 rupees and you get to experience, you get the learnings and the insights of the author that they have taken like months or years or decades, and they have put it down in just 200, 300 pages.
Mm.
So I think it's always really, really cheap to buy books and to learn from them. The books that I like to read are more into business and psychology. Currently, I was reading this book called as The Happiness Equation. I'm listening to a lot more books than reading them. I do
Okay.
have a lot over here, but I have even more in on my
Audibles.
app for listening to them. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would say. It's really beneficial to you. Like if you just start reading things that you love, let's say you love cricket. Okay, just pick up a cricket book and just read about it. Then try
Yeah.
to focus on some other things that you like a little bit. So slowly,
Mm.
what you would see is that you are able to get into a habit of reading anything that you want, and then you can also pick up like a fiction and you can start reading that. I
Mm.
started reading fiction books, right? So I've read the complete
Okay.
Percy Jackson series, Harry
Mm.
Potter, every book written by Rick Riordan. I have read
Mm.
that, and
Mm.
that's how I got started. After that, I didn't have the time to focus much on fiction, and also I moved into just focusing on business books.
Business books. What are you into philosophy by any chance? Because I know you love Naval Ravikant a lot, and like
Yeah,
so how
I
is
do read a
that?
lot of quotes.
Yeah, yeah. How has that man really impacted your life? Because it has definitely mine for sure.
That man spits facts.
Yeah, that's true. So true, man.
So I got to watch the 3 hour or listen the 3 hour podcast that he has done about how to get rich,
Mm.
and also the Twitter thread. And I was just amazed by the words that he has chosen and whatever he has written. He
Mm.
gets some amount of hate as well, but like who doesn't
Yeah,
right now?
yeah, absolutely.
So I think that he really talks about the real form of wealth, which isn't getting a salary, which isn't freelancing as well. The
Mm.
real way to get wealthy is to own a piece of equity or own a piece of business that you can grow in the future. So he talks a lot about what are the different forms of leverage that people can have,
Mm. Mm.
right?
Mm.
So one form of leverage is leverage by people, right? So the people
Mm.
leverage. Then you have the leverage by the money that you currently have. Then you have the leverage by code, because it can be scaled indefinitely. So that's what one should try to make something that can be scalable. So like
Mm.
that's the best way for you to gain wealth. And he has a lot of Clubhouse podcasts as
Yeah,
well. There is
yeah.
this YouTube channel I think called as Clubhouse Podcast, and
Mm.
they just release all the major Clubhouse that are happening over there, right? So over there are a lot of these from Naval himself. So I just listen to that, and that's also really good. I like to take notes as much as I can. So I
Mm.
took a note about what he was saying. So yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely something really good.
Yeah. Also, do you believe in leaving a legacy behind? Because you're building like a lot of stuff together. I know you wish to get into entrepreneurship for sure. You're already into it, but like get much more deeper into it. So, like, do you believe in like leaving a legacy behind?
Yeah, so if you like think about the hierarchy of needs, you know,
Mm. Mm.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it? So for once at least it says, first of all, you need to have the food, then you need to have enough money, and then
Mm.
you need to get uh what is it? You need to have social clout or
Social. Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that I think that it's something that you can get definitely, but like, do you really want it? That's the question that I'm also struggling with. Like for most of the things that I really want, I don't need to like be like crazy rich or something.
Mm.
I know that if I can like invest properly, and then every single year I can just take what I want. Like let's say it's very simple, right? So like if you really want to be completely financially independent, you can just invest. Let's say you want to have like a yearly salary of like 10 lakh rupees, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, that is seen like decent, right?
Yeah.
So you can just invest like, let's say 1 crore, 1.5 crore, if you can invest, and on like a yearly return, let's say 10% return if you can get, which I think is possible, because this decade should be really interesting for India. So we can see 10% returns every single year, and that basically just means that you get your 10 lakh back.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
take that interest that you've gotten, let the principal amount be there, and that's it. That's all you need. You're
Got
financially
it.
independent.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
So that
So,
so we can do that, but like I don't need to. This is still a struggle that I have. Like, do I really need to work hard even once I've achieved
achieve.
that target? That okay, I have X amount. I'll invest. I'll get the passive income in the form of investments. Do I still need to get into that race? That okay, I need to be now into 10x of what I wanted to be. So yeah, I'm thinking about that.
But don't you feel like once you get into it, then you don't feel like leaving it, like because it's your passion ultimately, right?
Yeah,
Because
but then I can choose to not do it as well.
hmm,
So let's say some client say that no, you'll have to be here. No, you'll have to do this. I can say no, I don't want to. If you want to leave me, okay, you can leave me if you want to. That's completely fine with me, right? So
okay,
that is the benefit of like getting to that number that you can, and then you can just you have your own choices that you can make.
yeah.
So yeah.
And what's your plan with YouTube in general? Like, have you planned something for the YouTube as well?
So like I know that I cannot continue making just like knowledge content all the time. I
Hmm.
cannot do it for
Maybe
the
that's
long term. Even if I would, then I would be getting new users, new customers, or like new subscribers. But then
ये तो वो हो गया स्कैम हो गया है तो MLM बना
scam ho
इसका
gaya. Yeah. Even if I would be doing the same tutorial form content, I would be getting new subscribers, new viewers, but the audience that I already have, they would get bored of the content and they
Yeah,
would leave,
true.
right? So either I switch into making like vlog type content. That
That's
is
also
what I
cool.
can do, but I don't know what should I vlog. Like my life is quite boring.
Really?
There is nothing
Even,
like
you
funny
know,
or amazing
even
happening.
even my life is boring. So now what I do is, even if like I'm preparing for some entrance exam or some fellowship, I try to like document that day. तो अगर होता है तो ठीक है, नहीं भी
Mhm.
होता है तो I'm just documenting my entire life journey or like that fellowship journey, right? So then, you know, I put
Yeah,
it in a form of storytelling. So vlog is not just about, you know, telling about your daily life, what you're doing, but it can be said in a very storytelling way, which I feel a lot of
right,
Indian vloggers lack. So if you really have
right,
the
right. I
art
think
and skill
that
of storytelling, then you can do it. Yeah.
there is this one YouTuber, Ronit Magnani,
Yeah.
and the great part about his channel is that he has documented his journey. It is literally called Journey 01, 02, 03. He's just made a lot of
Yeah.
videos on that. So that's really good.
Hmm.
I can do that, but because it's just about like meetings, and I don't know if that would excite people or not.
I think it
So
does
let's see what
because
happens. I'll try to do it. I did make one like day in
hmm,
the life video.
yeah.
I don't know how it was taken by people.
That's like
I
a
hope it
must for
was.
every YouTuber. Even I have done it recently, a
That is
day
a
in my
must.
life. Yeah, that is a must. So yeah,
Typical form of
typical.
content that you can make.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So my
Let's see what
last
happens. I'm still quite new to all of this, and like to people who are viewing this, just take this. Don't take this as an advice. I'm just a 19-year-old kid who's trying to figure his life out, and my CGPA is 6. So like, if you want to judge me, you can.
but you have already done so many things. But okay. So my last question to you is that what is that one piece of advice you want to give out to all the 19 years old? Because see, when I talk to you, Shan, I really feel intimidated because I'm going to soon turn 21 and I feel even I haven't done anything yet. Because you know, you and you know, then I see Harish and then I have you heard about Shaurya Sinha? He's also around the same
I
age.
have. I have.
So
Yeah.
you know, you guys are just killing it and then I feel okay now even I'm feeling old even I haven't done anything so just you know a
Yeah.
piece of advice for people out there.
I feel that I feel that this is something that Gary Vaynerchuk says really well.
Hmm.
He says that it's never too late to start, right? So he really
Yeah.
focuses on like you have 70, 80 years to live.
Hmm.
You can start whenever you want to. This thing that okay, you cannot start at 25, at 35, at 45 because you're too young or you're too old.
Hmm.
That's just not true. Like you
Hmm.
can create these barriers in your mind that okay, I cannot start, or I cannot give advice on something or that,
Hmm.
but it's just not true.
Hmm.
I think
Okay.
that is what I like about what advice he gives.
Okay.
I feel that I am prone to this hustle mentality as well. What is your thoughts on this?
Um I feel like if you're really passionate about it, then it's fine. Because you see, a lot of my friends also keep on telling me you're very over ambitious, and like you need to take out some time for social life as well and all of it. But I don't know, like I don't even think it in a way. I'm enjoying it. Like I really love researching. I love my academic work. I even like doing, the YouTube and side hustling, what I do. I make content for a lot of YouTubers as well. So I like doing it. So it's not, I don't feel like work, honestly. Like you said,
Right.
I don't even feel that. So
That
it's
is the best way to
fine.
go.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it's fine. But then I see people like you, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have to even do more now. I'm not doing anything. I'm 21. So
It's not a race. It's not a race.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
people need to
absolutely,
understand.
absolutely. I think
It's all
that's
about
the
like
kind of
self-awareness. What is it
yeah,
that you want to
exactly,
do, and just go about
exactly,
it. You
exactly.
can compare your life to like the best of the
Best,
best and then
yeah,
feel miserable, or
exactly.
you can compare it with the person. Like I like this quote. It's like a Russian saying by I heard it from Robin Sharma. He says,
Hmm.
I could that I had no shoes until I saw a man with no feet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we fall in the same category of that hustle mentality and all of it. Maybe I think that's why we
I
both can
used
relate.
to
Yeah.
I used to hustle really hard. So I used to focus a lot more on Instagram Reels, Instagram,
Oh, same. I used
IGTV
to
as
do
well.
that.
But I was like, okay, I cannot manage both YouTube and this.
Same.
This is just out of my hand. I also have to do like market up and all. So I cannot do this. I'll drop it
Hmm.
for now. Maybe I'll get a team that will be working on my content. So once I have it, then I'll go all into this.
Yeah.
That's why I just stopped it. I occasionally just make up one or two reels. So yeah.
That is also one thing I've realized, that it's really important for you to get a team. Like you cannot really like do everything. Even if you're good at it, you really need to
But in the
reach
beginning,
a
you need
point.
to do it all
Yeah,
by
it's
yourself.
fine. Yeah, in the beginning you can, but then after reaching a point, you really need to get a team. You really need to like
Yeah.
give a chance to the people as well, I feel. And it really
And
helps,
finding that team
honestly.
is really, really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really hard to get that
People that understand your sense that, okay,
sense.
this is the
Yeah.
kind of editing that you like to do. And
Hmm.
even if they would, what are the chances that they would not misuse that their
Yeah,
position
that's
that,
true.
okay, I'm the only person who knows how to edit Ishan Sharma's videos. Let me charge twice now.
Yeah,
What do you do then? So
that's
yeah, I
true.
mean, I know that Graham Stephen also still edits all of his videos himself. Right. So in
Hmm.
a podcast, he said that, okay, even though he has reached this point, like 3 million subscribers and all, but still every single day he edits his own videos.
But then I see people like Mr. Beast, and he has like a team. Like he has full of people
That
around
is
him.
complete next level. We cannot compare
Yeah,
it with
yeah,
what
yeah,
he
yeah,
is doing.
absolutely. But a lot of
That is
Indian
crazy.
creators really wish to become like Mr. Beast. I know a few of them in the content
Yeah.
space who really aspire to become like him, and they've started building their team. Oh, okay. This should be the last question. I want your thoughts on NFTs.
I don't know enough about it. I cannot
Okay,
comment on it. So
okay,
I do own cryptocurrency,
yeah,
but I haven't dug deeper into NFTs. I know
okay.
what they are. I
Hmm,
know their use cases a little bit,
hmm.
but really I've not understood it properly. So I cannot comment anything on that.
Okay, same, because I wanted to get few insights, but for the audience, I
Yeah,
just want to say it's like a creator's economy. You can
it
like,
is.
yeah.
There is this new company called as BitCloud that recently came in,
Hmm.
with which you can actually buy a stock of a famous person or like some
Okay,
YouTuber or something. So this is completely illegal, and they did it without the consent of
oh
the
shit.
creators. Like
Okay,
Mr. Beast has a stock that you can buy. Elon Musk has a stock that they could buy,
oh,
and they made it themselves. They didn't even wait for the response from the creator. They didn't even email them by saying that, hey, we'll be using you on our website, we'll be issuing stocks on your name. And
huh.
now they're saying that if you want to get this money that people have invested, you can claim it by doing this. They have some process. So
Okay.
every like major uh, person, celebrity, they have their crypto coins over there. People can invest. Right now, I think that Elon Musk's stock is trading at about $80,000, and it has a total
Okay.
market cap of $33 million.
That's insane. Okay. That's
So, and he hasn't even claimed it yet.
oh
And
shit.
that company is currently under a lot of lawsuits are going on over there.
Got it.
So we don't know what happens to that. They should have at least asked them, but it is like a marketing gimmick
Hmm.
that they have, right? So now
Yeah.
everyone is talking about them.
Yeah.
So
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Thank you so much, Ashan. I think it's a lot of time. But it
Yeah.
was such a great pleasure talking to you, and I honestly really enjoyed it. What's your thought on it? How's it, being on this
I
podcast?
think it was amazing. It was amazing.
Okay,
Thank you
cool.
for having me here.
Thank you.